How's it going, everyone? James Lynch here for OddsChecker US, doing my last UFC breakdown of 2020 as we have the last card of the year going down this Saturday. UFC Vegas 17 coming to us from the Apex in Las Vegas, and we got a fantastic main event. Former UFC welterweight title challenger Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is going to be taking on Geoff Neal, a rising contender in the division. This was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev and Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards getting COVID-19, so the main event of that is scrapped, but this is a great replacement here. This was actually going to be the co-main event, and I'm really glad this is going to be 5 rounds because it's a very important fight for the welterweight division. Let's start first with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He has not been in the cage for a while. Last fought at UFC 244 in November, where he defeated Vicente Luque by decision. And same thing with Geoff Neal. He hasn't fought since December of last year, UFC 245, where he knocked out Mike Perry in the very first round. So really exciting fight here. You can see what the UFC is doing here with the matchmaking, with having the veteran Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fighting one of the hottest prospects in the division in Geoff Neal. And if this stays standing, which I assume it will, it's going to be very interesting because Wonderboy, we know what type of striking he has. He's got that karate background. It could be very interesting for Geoff Neal fighting a guy like Geoff Neal. But saying that, Geoff Neal's a guy that does things that we have not seen in the octagon before. I mean, finishing a Mike Perry quickly like he did, finishing some of the other opponents he's fought. I mean, Geoff Neal is a guy that goes out there and just looks outstanding here. In terms of the layoff, I think that actually impacts Thompson more. Thompson's 37 years old. Geoff Neal's only 30. So I think the fact that, you know, Neal is a little bit younger, I think does play to his advantage in this fight. Physically, they're very similar, height and reach wise. So I don't think there's any sort of advantages there for either fighter. But Geoff Neal with a lot of momentum coming into this one. Stephen Thompson is just, you know, one fight removed from that knockout loss to Anthony Pettis, who, by the way, is also on this card. So I do wonder, like, if Geoff Neal is able to get on the inside and actually, you know, punch Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he could end up knocking out Wonderboy in this fight. So the odds right now have Geoff Neal as a slight favorite. I believe he actually opened up as an underdog in the matchup. I really like Geoff Neal in this fight. I think it's going to be close, but I do think he is the real deal, and I think he is a future contender, future title contender in this division. For me, it comes down to age. I think at some point Wonderboy Thompson has to slow down. It didn't look like it in his last fight against Vicente Luque, but a year removed, having some injuries and coming into this fight, I think that definitely plays into Geoff Neal's favor. Now, saying that, Geoff Neal had a pretty serious health illness earlier this year that we do have to talk about. We're not entirely sure if it was COVID related, but it was something that kept him on the shelf for a while. If you remember, Geoff Neal was supposed to fight Neil Magny in August and had to pull out of that fight because of the fact he had this illness. So we'll see if that plays a role in this fight, but I really think that Geoff Neal is going to pull this one off and really shine in this fight. And we should also mention quickly, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has been in 2 title fights before. He's been in a couple 5-round main events where this is going to be the first time for Geoff Neal. So Geoff Neal's not able to put away Stephen Wonderboy Thompson early. It could be interesting as it goes in the later rounds to see what type of cardio Geoff Neal has in the fight. So I'm going to pick Geoff Neal here. Like I said, close fight. I think he either gets a late finish or he wins the decision in this fight, but I'm going to stick with Geoff Neal in the matchup. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who are you picking in Saturday's main event? Leave us a comment here on the video. Hit the like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, where you can find my breakdowns every single week and some of my top interviews on this channel as well. So I'm James Lynch. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks so much for watching.